Thanks for joining me. Smash that like button. Thank you for doing that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell. Apparently that bell tells you when I randomly show up. So today is 10 o'clock. I started about 9:30. So you'll at least get notified when I go live. If you want to be on here live and have me answer your questions live on the stream, you can do that and I will answer them live on the stream. So if you have any questions right now, hit me up in the comment section and I'll see them pop up. I think I will. Determine how long this product will sell for. Okay, so we'll go into the world of fidget spinners because everybody knows that fidget spinners was a thing about 2 years ago. Why did fidget spinners have a short life span? Why did they have a short life cycle? Why did they only last about 4 months? But during that 4-month period, most Amazon sellers who were selling fidget spinners, who got on right when it started getting hot and saw the high demand and were able to start selling unique versions of it and attractive versions of it in different styles and sell them at price points of $20, $30 per fidget spinner, yet buy them for $2 and make $20 a sale. Those are the same sellers who were able to sell 50 a day, 100 units a day. Times that by 20, you're looking at $20,000 profit. Is that right? 20 times 100? No. Yeah, $20,000 profit. Sometimes in a day, just depending on how much profit they were making on their sales from one product. Now, a lot of those sellers were running out of inventory, and that was the most common thing about that. But you could ask yourself, why did that industry grow so fast and collapse just as quick? And I think part of the reason is that Amazon was a big part of it. Amazon sellers were a big part of it. You probably had, at least in the US, I'd probably say at least 500 pages of fidget spinners. Times that by 20 sellers, so 1,000 listings during that time. Is that right? 500 times 20 is 10,000. Sorry, 10,000 sellers of fidget spinners during that time. So the amount of volume that was being put out into the world, like anything, when there's too much of it, it just becomes not exciting anymore. It kind of reaches peak, and if you can't keep feeding the beast, then it just loses interest. Not only that, I think a lot of the nostalgia behind it and the people making videos just in the world of social media they're always looking, a lot of the craze was created by YouTubers and by kids, but they transitioned over to something, because it was really just a fad product, a trendy, the latest and greatest video game. Once you've beat it, it's done. There's nothing else to do with it. So I think they were beat. I think ultimately at the end of the day, the game was finished. It was beat in a period of 4 months. But during that time, record earnings were made by new sellers and old. And I think that excitement and that profit and that money that people were making blew Amazon up. That's an example of a product that collapsed really fast, but made a lot of people a lot of money really fast. And there's been other products like that. For example, the solar eclipse glasses were a super huge product. What did it do? Hits all of these points. So we'll talk about fidget spinners. How many of them would you buy? Well, I know we had probably bought about 5 after the fact. I don't think I ever bought any from Amazon, but I had bought them from local stores for $5 and $10. It was something that they wanted. So we bought a lot. So it easily meets that box. So check. Fidget spinners, how many would you buy? Check. How frequent would you buy them? We were buying them at, for a short period of time, maybe for but how frequent were we buying? We were buying them probably every time we'd pass a store, we were buying one because the kids were like, oh, can I have this one, Dad? I have this one. But we were frequent them, so checks the box. How frequent? Every month. Okay, answers that question. Would you refer a friend? Well, that was the biggest thing about people were sharing YouTube videos on all these different versions of them, star-shaped ones. YouTube had, or Amazon, excuse me, had to ban the ninja star-shaped ones. There had 1,000 different versions of the ninja star-shaped ones that kids were chucking and at people and at things, and you know, it just, any video you could make with them and tricks. And like I said earlier, it was a game that needed to be finished, like Super Mario Brothers, like Donkey Kong, like Fortnite. I don't think you can finish Fortnite, but like any game that has an ending, fidget spinners had an ending. It was a game. Thanks for smashing that like button, appreciate that. It was a game that you could finish. That's why fidget spinners had an end. But it checks all the boxes. Would they refer a friend? Yeah, well, any referral would get 50 new people to buy that product. You'd ultimately buy the product for your friends. Would you buy the product for your friends is probably another question we can ask. So thanks for joining me. Smash that like button. Thank you for doing that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell. Apparently that bell tells you when I randomly show up. So today is 10 o'clock. I started about 9:30. So you'll at least get notified when I go live. So we're talking about what other questions you have to ask about products that you're researching to know if you should go for them or not. Okay, and these are key questions such as, how many would you buy? When you're looking at how many would you buy of those? How frequent would you buy it? Would you refer it to a friend? Would you buy this for someone else? Does the product speak to you? What is the feeling you get from the product? You know, we'll talk about that in a second, but we're talking about fidget spinners just as an example of a product that made Amazon sellers rich for a short period of time. Rich, like, we're talking some of the sellers who only launched 100 would sell out in a day. Some of the sellers who were able to launch 1,000 would sell out in 10 days because they were doing numbers of upwards of 100 units a day, especially if you had some of the really cool ones and unique ones. The only thing is people couldn't predict when they were going to crash. People, and it's important to listen to this video and understand the cycle of a product and to ask these questions so that you get the cycle of the product. Asking that question, is there an end to this product, isn't as good as asking yourself, when is the end of this product? When is the end of this product? Does it expire? You know, I'm not talking about food expiry date, but is it going to come to a point where people won't want it anymore? Can you predict that? You could probably find a product in the past that had a similar trend and kind of play those numbers. But this will help you set yourself up for buying the right products that will have a long life cycle. So you always got to ask yourself, when is the end of this product? When is this product going to collapse? You know, it's just important to ask that question. So for fidget spinners, if we were to ask that question later, we'll ask that question. So we asked about fidget spinners, how many would you buy? Lots, frequently, all the time I was buying them. Would you refer a friend? Did. Would you buy this for someone? Did. Does the product speak to you? Absolutely. I mean, I was always looking at them online. Amazon was promoting them on my front page, my dash page, or whatever you call it. I was seeing them in the stores. It spoke to me. I was thinking of selling them, but my coach said don't. And I think he kind of steered people away, you know, purposefully, because I think he was a seller and didn't want the competition. So shame on him. You know, so and I took his advice. I didn't because he said. I am kind of glad I didn't, because I probably would have launched one product. It probably would have been that. I would probably been just sitting on the product and enjoying it for a couple months, and then it would have died and I would have lost a lot of money and ultimately had a failed product, and never launched on the product that I ultimately launched. So kudos to him. Maybe he did foresee the future. Let's go with that. He foreseed the future. You know, if you're going to sell on Amazon, don't launch just one product, please. You know, I had success with launching a single product the very first time, probably due to sheer work ethic. Not knowing these questions and not asking myself these questions at the very beginning, I probably succeeded sheerly on clocking in and clocking out every day until 3 a.m. for weeks and weeks on end, just to ensure the success of that product. Shit, from March 2017, for at least 6 months, I went till 3 a.m. at least an average of 3-4 days a week.